too have no further requests for time, so I will close. Mr. Speaker, I think what we ought to call this tax is the Paris Hilton tax. Paris Hilton, once this is passed, will be able to jet set again around the world, buying herself more bling and more little dogs to carry around in her purse, and probably never work a day in her life. But while we are helping Paris with her problems, I think we need to think about the poorest among us, those people working 2 and 3 minimum wage jobs every single day, simply to try to keep themselves alive, and that we have turned our backs on now for over a decade. So I urge all members of this House to vote no on the previous question so I can amend the rule and allow the House to vote on the Miller-Owens bill to increase the federal minimum wage for the first time in almost 10 years. The bill is identical to the minimum wage language included in the Labor HHS appropriations bill that was supposed to come to the floor this week but was pulled by the leadership. I ask unanimous consent to insert the text of the amendment extraneous materials immediately prior to the vote on the previous question. My amendment to the rule provides that immediately after the House adopts the rule for the Paris Hilton bill, it will bring H.R. 2429 to the floor for an up or down vote. The bill will gradually increase the minimum wage from the current level of $5.15 an hour to $7.25 an hour after 2 years. Mr. Speaker, it's time we started to help workers instead of making the very rich in this nation richer. And I want us to stop this nonsense that we're doing this for poor farmers. Nobody can come up with the name of a poor farmer, and we will ask the state of Indiana to give us a list of all those people who went under because of this tax. But we are considering another massive tax cut for our nation's wealthiest, and to make matters worse, it's done the same week that the leadership of the House blocked legislation to increase the minimum wage for those who need the help the most. America's low-income workers need our help, but millionaires don't. We are losing our middle class. One of the best things we can do is to help the low and moderate income families is to increase the minimum wage. It has been, as I said, a decade since it was voted to increase, and it was signed into law in 1996 with the last increase in 97. After adjusting for inflation, the value of the minimum wage is at its lowest level since 1955. The purchasing power of the 1997 increase has eroded.